What is up, party people? Welcome to Saturdays and Seltzers. If you hear a dog breathing and licking me, it is because Jackson is joining the show, I guess, today. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see him being crazy pants. But welcome to this week's episode of Saturdays and Seltzers. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here, or follow us on Spotify or Apple Music if that's where you're checking us out. I think it's maybe podcast or whatever the fuck it's called. But welcome to our show. I am joined by my co-host Haley DeMello and our producer Tyler. We also have a guest on later for some F1 stuff. Abby Pomeroy joins the show, so don't forget to stay tuned for that. We're giving some hot takes on the season and talking about the Grand Prix this weekend, so stay tuned for that. But we are going to start our show how we always do, which is our HLH, our high of the last week, low of the last week, and hero of the last week, which is something unexpectedly good that happened to you because we're a weekly podcast. We got to catch up a little bit with each other. Tyler, we have a repeat, so I'm going to start with your high.
Do we ever repeat? No, this
was your high last week, wasn't it?
No, my high last week was that it was coming up. Now we're actually in it. Welcome to week 0, baby. College football's back.
Welcome to week 0. Do you have any hot takes? I think Navy's going to cover the spread. That's my big week 0 takeaway.
Week 0 takeaway. So my hot takes, we're going to have college football next week. I would like to discuss because I did not have any time this week to prepare anything. I think, what's the spread on that Navy game? Do you know?
Like 3 touchdowns.
They might, is that UNC or USC or Notre Dame? I forget who they're playing.
It's Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's playing them. Who's USC playing?
I don't know who USC is playing off the top of my head.
I feel like they might not cover the spread because their defense last year was god-awful.
San Jose State?
It could be. That sounds like it might be right.
I think it might be.
USC is playing Nevada this weekend.
Nevada.
Oh.
If Nevada...
Nope. That's fake news. That's fake news.
I think it's San Jose State.
It is San Jose State. They play Nevada with fun.
I have no clue what San Jose State's roster looks like, but there is a distinct possibility that UNC's defense or Southern California, their defense is going to be awful again this year because it was awful last year. So they might be able to cover the spread.
Also, San Jose State, I also am not really aware of what their roster looks like at the moment, but the last couple of seasons, they've had some upsets and they haven't been as bad as I've expected them to, so I don't hate that take at all.
No, I don't think they win the game. I don't think it's even close, but the spread's probably like 3 touchdowns. They might keep
same with Navy, which is why I'm writing I like Navy to cover here.
I'll
good
on
high,
socials
Tyler.
For the actual bets.
Yes.
I'll put them out.
All right. Haley, we have a joint high hero.
Yes. You want to go?
No, it's your high. You go.
Okay. We hung out last week and went to Jay Farrow, who performed at the Brook Casino in Seabrook. And it was super funny. We got to just kind of hang out. We haven't hung out in a while, I felt like. So it was good to see you in person and chill, have a drink after our long week that we
was funny as fuck.
Had. And it was funny as fuck. Kendra and I got roasted, and it was just a really fun time. So that was probably my high.
I will say, if you are shy, do not sit in the front row of a comedy club.
Nope.
You will get picked on.
I wouldn't survive, I don't think.
That was insane.
It
was so funny.
My social anxiety would not survive in
you would not have done well.
Show.
My hero about Jay Farrow was basically just that he told me I was funny as fuck at the end of the show, and that made my life. Because if someone who's on SNL tells you you're funny, you've got to be funny.
I was there, and it was genuine.
We talked with him. Talk to you to have.
We talked with him for maybe like 10 minutes after the show.
While he was after the show. I thought it was like during the show.
He did make fun of us during
the show. Yeah.
I knew that, but I didn't know how he would have figured out you're funny.
Yeah, we talked for a bit after the show. He had great banter. Only knock on Jay Farrow is that he is an Android user, and that does not fly in these here parts.
I've been there.
R.I.P.
So I'm in remission. I'm in remission from my Android days.
Okay. My high was that last night I saw Shrek at Fenway.
That looks so sick.
Alamo
So sick.
invited me. So
The
that
draft
was
house?
yes, they did.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Me and the girls and Ben from Genius Jackets went to Fenway last night for Shrek.
Friend of the show.
Outside of the ALCS game against the Yankees, which I was partaking in activities that I cannot name with people that I will not name drop. That was probably the second best night I've ever had at Fenway. I can't lie to you. It was a really cool experience. They had the whole place decorated. It was really cool. The crowd was great. I know they're doing it again tonight. They made it really affordable for people. It was a really cool experience. And Shrek is just such a good movie. And every time I watch it, I'm reminded that it just gets better and better.
It really does.
It's
Yeah, I
so
think it holds.
good.
It's one of the best animated movies of all time in my book.
Agree.
It definitely holds up for sure.
That and How to Train Your Dragon for me.
I'm not as big on How to Train Your Dragon, but I do love Toothless. The character design on Toothless is so good.
So good. Okay, Tyler, low.
So Untold Swamp Kings came out, and it is the biggest piece of Urban Meyer propaganda that I've ever seen.
Thank you.
It is so bad. They go a little bit into the drama. Aaron Hernandez came up one time, and basically it was Tim Tebow taking the fall for a bar fight that Aaron got in. They don't acknowledge anything else that happened. They don't acknowledge Cam Newton, which was a big dramatic thing that happened during Urban's time there. They just propped Urban on this pedestal. And it's just ridiculous.
It was insane. I thought I was tripping when I was watching it for a minute.
Even
when I saw the trailer
are you all the way through?
Before it came out, I'm about halfway through now.
Through?
And
I'm so glad I don't have Netflix.
I thought going in, just based on the trailer, the way the trailer was edited, that it was going to be Urban Meyer propaganda.
Everybody did. Or not the trailer. Everybody thought it was going to be this incredible thing. But
how much it is exactly that.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like, I guess it kind of treats like, maybe it's because we're so, and I'm even really not, I only know that much about it because Kendra is obviously from Florida. She was a Jacksonville Jags fan. We were friends when Urban became the coach of the Jags. She filled me in on that whole situation. I didn't even know about that. Again, I'm from New England, not a huge college football area. So I knew a little bit, and it kind of treats the audience as if you're dumb. Like if you don't really know
it really
the
did,
team.
yeah.
It's like, it just seems totally misleading, does it not? I don't know.
No,
Maybe
it definitely did not seem like it was made for the college football fan. It felt like, because they had Paul Feinbaum on, this big college football media guy, and he was basically explaining college football to everybody the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I don't have Netflix, because if I did, I would get kicked the fuck off of Twitter.
Yeah, Kendra, I was really hoping you weren't.
It had so much potential too. There was so much potential for it to be a good show.
What frustrates me about it, particularly, Kendra, and in a way, it's why I want you to watch it, is they really hammer home the Gators organization and what it means to the people of Gainesville and what college football is really all about in that area, and then proceed to follow that up with just this ridiculous fairy tale that makes little to no sense.
Yeah. If you're a Florida fan, you'd love this show, but
not even. I'm like, I wonder. Yeah, I guess I would want your perspective.
Because it props Florida up, it props Urban Meyer up.
It does, but it's like, are most Florida fans they just don't acknowledge that?
No, most college football fans are delusional. Yeah. That's just a college football thing.
Yes. It would be like if Nick Saban did this. It's the same thing. He won all those national titles. Any school can have drama, and then
they make a documentary about it, not talking about the drama and propping the school up. The fans of that school will eat it up. And I'm sure Florida fans are doing that. I'm not friends with any Florida fans.
I can't watch it just because it will make me actually so angry. I need 10 years to get over everything that he has put me through since I can't.
So you've talked about how you used to be a Florida fan.
I grew up a Gator fan.
Were you a Gator fan during Urban Meyer?
Yeah, my brother.
Did the timeline's add up there?
That's why I want to. That's why I'm curious.
So you've been around Urban for a long time.
I grew up in the swamp. Tebow's from Jacksonville. Him and
I
my
did know
brother
that.
played football against each other in high school. My brother's claim to fame is sacking Tim Tebow. I grew up going to those games with my family. My brother has season tickets to this day. I'm the only one in my family, other than my mom, because she went to Wisconsin, who is not a Florida Gator fan.
I will say probably my favorite part of the show was following Tim Tebow's recruitment, with them discussing that and how it was such a big deal for Florida. I thought that was really cool. Maybe I'm just a nerd that's like my profession, is working in college football recruiting.
Yeah.
But
I find
thought that
him
was
to be
really interesting.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I have found, because again, I don't really I know the Aaron Hernandez bit, right? Again, something like, because I'm from New England, and where that all went down in later years was right near where I was living at the time. So there was a lot in the media about his time in Florida that went back to the conversations that I've had with Kendra and Tyler. And I have learned a lot. But again, I think that I've learned a lot about the Tim Tebow situation that I didn't know before, because I didn't know that much about him, except that he was Mr. Christian guy with John 3:16 on his face.
I'm going to say it.
Makes me so nervous, because if I didn't know the real tea, that's what I'm going back to. If you don't know what really went down, this can be so misconstrued and taken the wrong way. I don't know. I have found the whole experience to be very cringy. I'm sorry.
If you haven't watched the Valentine's Day Massacre YouTube documentary, that's like an independent documentary with former athletes of Urban Meyers from the University of Florida on YouTube, please go watch it.
That's what I was hoping this was going to be.
It's very informative.
Me as well.
That being said, I think Tim Tebow might be the most sus person on this planet. First of all, you knew who Aaron Hernandez was and you helped cover it up. 2, you know who Urban Meyer is and you helped cover it up. You guys have such a close relationship. You've known he was a piece of shit. You watched him abuse his teammates, or just all of that. And 3, how do you date Miss Universe for years and not fuck? That's weird.
The math ain't mathin'.
That's the most suspicious part of it.
It's the most suspicious part. He's married to Miss Universe and was a virgin when he got married. Sus as fuck.
Yeah. He's definitely an interesting cat.
No, he's fascinating. That's what I guess that's what I really meant. He's just a fascinating character. I have no idea. He's one of those people that can just lie to your face, I feel like, and just, have no.
Yeah.
So sure. I don't know. He's sus. I don't trust him.
Yeah, there's no shot that you watched all of that go down for as long as you did and you know nothing and you're that close with everyone. I'm sorry. You can be a Christian, whatever. That's not very godly of you.
Yeah, and if that's your whole shtick, if that's your whole thing, you're this righteous person, that doesn't look great for your whole, image if you just chose to ignore it, which you did. So.
Damn, what a rant from us. Look at us.
Yeah, and Swamp Kings, bro. And the thing is, the thing that I'm really upset about is I actually really like the Untold series on Netflix. I really like some of these documentaries. Yeah.
Did you watch the Johnny Football one?
I have not. That talks about
some
triggering subjects for me, so I'm staying away from that one. But there have been some that I have found really fascinating, and I think that they're really well produced, really well done. I'm a sucker for a good doc. I'm a sucker for a good Netflix doc. This one I really, really don't like. And again, I haven't finished it, but I don't think I'm going to change my mind by the end. It seems really manipulative towards one side, and it makes it very obvious.
All right. Good low, Tyler. Haley, what is your low?
After all that, I lost my voice, which obviously it's not all the way lost because I just went on a rant forever, but I feel like going, and it's giving.
It kind of sounds sexy though.
Energy. So
you got a radio voice from when radio was first invented.
Thank you. Operator here.
Smooth operator.
I will connect you now.
My low is a couple shows back. I was talking about how I was dealing with some medical stuff. I'm kind of still dealing with that, and it's just been kind of a bitch. So just if you're going through some shit, we're all in this together. I do these mental health check-ins on my Instagram stories every once in a while, but feel free to use me as someone to vent to. I'm always here for that. I kind of think that it's easier to talk to strangers about shit sometimes than it is people in your own life. So even if I, for some reason, God forbid, don't see your message, feel free to vent in my DMs. I'll try and get back to everybody if I can. I don't know about you guys. I feel like it's easier to talk to strangers about shit.
Oh God, no. Me?
Tyler?
Never.
I've been through a good amount of therapy in my time, so I feel very comfortable and safe having that person that you feel safe going to. And I think it's really important to tell people that you are a safe space. So as long as you're making yourself available, I think people are gonna hopefully take advantage of it and
Maps.
be there.
Yeah,
definitely.
So that's what's good. That's what's good. Hero, I already gave mine. Tyler, go for it.
So this is just a very random thing. I couldn't think of anything else. I've been dabbling in making bread.
Me too. Are
And
you
it's
making
been going
focaccia?
well. I don't know what I'm making. I'm
Okay,
making
perfect.
bread.
Are you making it in a bread maker or
no, in the oven.
okay?
Because
Okay,
I want to buy a bread maker.
Are you like putting your fingers in it and making holes in it?
No.
Okay, then
I just kind of do it and then put it in the oven.
Okay.
I'm not following instructions. I'm just making bread.
Look at Tyler Homemaker over here.
Yep.
Look at you. All right, Haley Hero.
I'm calling an audible because we are going to talk about my previous hero when we get into the NFL. But I am going to bring up a month late the NFL 2023 head coach picture because we didn't talk about it when it came out. This is probably my favorite thing that I've seen on the internet as of late. I saw it on the Twitter, and then I saw it. I was watching clips on my phone on TikTok, and there was a clip from the Kelsey Brothers podcast of Travis trying to name all of the head coaches in this picture. And I tested Tyler to see how many he did, and he went 1 for 1 with Travis. He knew Travis, just as many and just as little as Travis did. So Kendra, we might have to at some point have you take a look at this and see how you do. But couple standouts. I feel
like I would crush it.
Do we have time? Do you want to just do it now?
No, yeah, I don't want to do it now. We have a long show.
Okay.
Wait, Haley, text it to me really quick. I'll tell you if there's anybody that I don't know. How about that?
We can just speed run it.
Okay. Speed run it. Tyler, put it up here. I just put it in the doc.
Okay.
Left to right.
Wait, this is I can't open it.
Oh,
it didn't just appear?
No.
I'll send it to you.
All right. The only guy that I don't think I know is whoever is next to Mike Tomlin. And then whoever is to the left of Robert Saleh.
Do you know who's
okay? Tyler did not get
Saleh?
Either of those as well. Tyler and Travis did not get either.
The right of Saleh was.
I lost him. I can't. Is that not Pete Carroll? No, that's not Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's below him.
It's not Pete.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know who that is either. This picture is so blurry, Haley.
It's so grainy.
So blurry.
It's so grainy. It's such a bad photo. But if you do have time to go look at the actual like high def photo, a couple standouts are Sean McVay in sunglasses. Very
Andy
cool.
Reid looks like a boss.
Brian Dabble looks like a boss.
Yeah, he looks like a mobster.
Brian Dabble's the coolest guy in this picture.
Yeah, he is.
Let me ask you this. Off of this picture, whose training camp you going to?
Brian's.
Yeah, Brian.
Brian just seems like a chill dude.
I don't know. I'm looking at my boy Mike with Miami in the all white suit.
I'll tell you who I'm not going to is Dan Campbell's.
Dan Campbell
he looks like he
in a sweatshirt.
Make me run suicides for hours, which he probably will. He probably will.
He looks like he would play Nickelback and only have Bud Light in the Gatorade.
Oh,
things.
For sure, yeah. For sure.
Okay. All right. Good chat.
Pump up your kitty's muscles with our Mighty Meow Protein Cat Food. Tired of your kitty being a couch potato? It's time to pump up those paws with Mighty Whiskas Protein Power Cat Food. Our protein-packed formula helps transform your feline friend into the ultimate catleat, fueling their day with strength and vitality. With real meat and all the essential nutrients, Mighty Whiskas Protein Power Cat Food is the perfect choice for building brawnier, healthier kitties. Your cat won't be able to resist the taste of our mouth-watering, muscle-building munchies, and you'll love the difference it makes in their overall well-being. Unleash your cat's inner lion with Mighty Whiskas Protein Power Cat Food.
So I am wearing my Gunther shirt for us today. And
How many of those do you have?
Hold on. No, so I have okay. So I got a Toto shirt, a Gunther shirt, and a Charles shirt in the same drunken late night Etsy shop situation.
As one does.
So I have this, but this is not Gunther, is it? This person.
That is definitely not him. It looks like Christian Horner if he were 8,000 years old.
So I don't know if it's another Haas principle, but I just realized today that one of these
that
is not
hilarious.
Like the other. And the
It
shirt
almost looks like
says
Helmut
Gunther.
Marko, honestly.
It does kind of look like him, but it's not.
It kind of looks like Christopher Walken.
Like, yeah.
So if you know who that is, leave a comment below.
Perfect. Anyways,
Anyway.
we are finally back on our guest bullshit. So we are joined, honestly, first of all, we're joined by good friend of the show, Abby Pomeroy. Abby, welcome.
Thank you.
I feel like you're our first just friend guest. We've usually had like other sports, like people, whatever. Abby crushes it on Twitter. Make sure you go follow her. We'll leave her stuff down in the below box if you're on YouTube or whatever, so that you can follow her wherever. But we became friends on Twitter and we've just been cooling ever since. So we're having her on for our F1 segment this week. We have a girls F1 group chat that we talk in pretty much every day, which is a slay. So if you're a girl who likes F1, hit us up. Maybe we'll add you to it if you're a real one. I don't have a ton of stuff, but you guys do. I feel like we should probably start with just our thoughts on the season as a whole, and then we can move into some silly season stuff, and then maybe our random predictions for the rest of the season outside of Max Verstappen winning a world championship. So recap on, kind of the season so far. Abby, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, it's Max Verstappen. I mean, there's no one else. It's just Max. He's racing against himself at this point. I mean, it's
Super Max.
I listen to that song every morning at this point. It's just going to be Max. He's going to win again. He'll probably win next year too. Like, we'll see what happens with the cap penalties that come in hopefully in September. I think that the FIA said that they're going to be showing the list of teams that went over the cap penalty for this past season, hopefully in September. So that may change things for 2024. But I mean, no one's going to catch Max. He's going to win it all.
Yeah.
No
Do you
stopping
have
it.
Do you have anybody so far this season that's impressed you, or that you kind of weren't expecting to have as good of a season as they are?
I've been super impressed with Alex Albon. I'm an Albon girly. We know that to be true. With what he's done with the Williams, when you've seen Logan Sargent P19, maybe he's gotten to P17, but Alex Albon getting that into Q3 consistently. I mean, he's been fantastic. Hopefully when his contract comes up, I'm hoping we see him in a different team that's going to give him a little bit more than what they've gotten Williams.
Totally. Do you have someone who has underwhelmed you so far this season outside of Checo? Because I know that that's the obvious answer.
Lance Stroll is my answer, which we'll talk about later too. But I mean, he's got that Aston there.
That's all we have to say.
The team there is strong. Alonso getting it on the podium. I think he's 102 points behind Alonso right now. So what's he doing? Why is he not getting up there?
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing at this point. So
for sure. Haley, do you have any thoughts on someone who has impressed you or underperformed this season?
Yeah, I'm gonna speak for Abby. Sorry, not sorry. We are the designated Ferrari fans of the group chat. Kendra's the odd woman out, but we are very diehard Ferrari fans. I am especially a big Charles fan. I not necessarily have been impressed by him this season so far, but I'm excited to see what he has coming for the second half of the season. All of the tea and the drama that we have lacked from silly season, I feel like they kind of gave to us with the whole Ferrari shit show in the beginning half of this season, whether we like it or not. It's just going to be really interesting to see how things shake out there with Carlos. So I guess not necessarily someone that's impressed me, but something I'm looking forward to. So I didn't answer your question, but there you go.
Did not. That was a very head coach answer of you.
Yeah, and you guys know I've been watching a lot of Bill Belichick content lately. I keep sending Kendra and Tyler Bill Belichick mic'd up bits and compilations. So maybe that's just where I'm at. It's a pageant answer.
You're on your head coach bullshit.
As some Vanderpump viewers know, that was a pageant answer.
I would say an overperformer for me, probably just McLaren as a whole. I know that they kind of struggled in the beginning to find their footing. They have two super young drivers. One's a rookie in Oscar Piastri, but they've really kind of figured it out. They've made some really good improvements to the car. I think McLaren has really kind of established themselves in the season. And then as far as an underperformer for me outside of Checo, I gotta say Lewis. Just Mercedes as a whole, honestly. George too. George more so than
That's
Lewis,
fair.
but just because Lewis, I feel there's an expectation on him, unfortunately for him. That's been something for me that has been a little bit of an underperformance. So those would be my answers if I were answering my own question.
Yeah, we got to show love to Lando too. We love Lando, but I
love Lando.
that was probably my favorite
We
part
could be
of
world
the
champion.
season. That was probably my favorite part of the beginning half of this season when we were all in the group chat when you put money on Lando to podium or come. You even no, it wasn't even podium. It was like
top 6.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's top 6.
Yeah, and I went crazy, dude. In my living room, it was insane. So to answer your question, I've been really impressed by Lando so far. I think he's awesome and so fun to watch. And I just also am like such a fan of his and his YouTube channel and all the stuff that he puts out. I'm a big fan.
I also love that he's an EDM guy because I'm an
Huge.
EDM girly. We can just move into the silly season stuff. There hasn't been a ton going on, but there is some noteworthy stuff. He decided to spend the summer break along with some of the other guys. I feel like he kind of just followed Martin Garrix around like a fangirl, which like I would too, because I love Martin Garrix. I don't know if you guys saw them at him and Max at Tomorrowland. That was insane and so cool.
Iconic.
And I feel like he was in, I think everybody was in Ibiza.
Oh, they were, yeah.
Just about.
I don't know if they were all at the same time, but they were at one point.
I have a question. Have you guys seen the picture of George and his girlfriend where he looks like in Ibiza at whatever that fucking club is that I don't know how to say? And he looks like he is rolling absolute dick. He's wearing
I haven't seen this.
Haley, it's him and another couple.
Send it?
Who was it? Was it Pierre and Kika that were with them? Abby?
I don't think so. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I saw this photo. Did he post it on his Instagram?
I have to. It was everywhere. Hold on.
That's hysterical. Oh my God. He's also one of those people that I would imagine in that kind of scenario, just like the way he's always like bulged out of his eyes. Like he would probably be impossible to hide. Like if he's super fucked up.
I'm sending
like
this
it probably just reads all over his face.
I'm sending this to our girl group and to Tyler. But click on this picture. Zoom in on George. It's nighttime. He's in sunglasses, first of all. Second of all, there's a flash. Uh-oh. Did anybody else hear that ambulance outside my apartment? Third of all, the flash hits his glasses and you can see his pupils through the glasses and he looks like he is tripping absolute dick.
Oh my God. First of all, I love that it's Daniel that's with him.
It is Daniel. I don't know why I thought it was Pierre. That's on me. I never should have slandered Daniel like that. Pierre could never.
Dude, why are his eyes so wide behind
his eyes are so wide.
That's crazy.
He's definitely on Molly.
Like we have to insert that picture in here somewhere just so everyone can see it. But
yeah, I'll add it.
How about that guy over his left shoulder?
I gotta go look now.
He's also on something.
That guy is also on drugs. But
he's like, oh my God, it's George Russell.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So that was my first thought about kind of everyone being in Ibiza, was that George Russell definitely burns. I'm surprised he wasn't
As
shirtless.
does Charles Leclerc, literally. That's the
Does
other
he?
key takeaway.
He
No,
gets to
he burns literally. He doesn't put sunscreen on. That's
Oh.
what we learned this silly season.
He's
Lobster
so
Leclerc
committed to
has made a
Ferrari.
return.
He's so committed to
committed to
Ferrari that he
Ferrari.
turns the color of the car. Like, that's really, he just wanted to be the Ferrari Rosa Corsa. Like, that was it. That was all for him.
Yeah. So I think Lando had my ideal summer break as far as being an EDM fan, but everyone was at that fucking club in Ibiza. I saw that Carlos and his girlfriend were already in the Netherlands today out golfing together, which we talked a little bit about the F1 girl drama last week, and just how Carlos has kind of seemed to move on very quickly. And, you know, it's none of my business, but I just feel like it's a little sus.
We have continued the Ferrari X's season. I think that's been one of the main storylines from this break is Issa and our girl, our main girl, our number one, Charlotte, hanging out together, doing it
Incredible.
doing it how they do, you know, going out to, you know, the club and posting all the pictures and all the things. They are not bothered at all, and I'm so living for it.
Issa's
And
TikTok, if you've ever seen her TikTok,
yeah,
it's a perfect TikTok. I love her account.
So
It's one of my favorites.
she's so good. She's throwing like side-eye shade too, and I'm just so here for it. And Charles's new girlfriend continues to give disinterested RBF. So
Yeah.
I think they come. You always say there's a winner in a breakup, Kendra, and I think I can say right now that they might be winning.
Yeah. I don't know. She seems happy. Whatever.
Oh,
That's
I'm
all that
living for it.
matters.
I'm living for it.
There is a winner and a loser in a breakup, though. I stand by that. I don't care what anybody else says. Throw all the shade you want at me. The biggest news I feel like this week out of kind of the end of silly season is that Max might be going to jail, ? I don't really understand how this shit works, because first of all, how he knew he was being recorded. I want to know if he knew that this was going on the internet. Also, just I mean, he's not going to jail. There's no chance he's going to jail. He's just going to get a fine. But he is our felon. He is my felon, and I am here for it.
I'm here
I'm
for
really
the
here for the
memes.
storyline.
Twitter is so good. The Twitter Max Verstappen jail memes are everything. Abby sends me so many that I just literally laugh out loud at, and Kendra sends them to me too. But our whole group chat has thrived off this.
If you didn't see this, he was driving like a Valkyrie somewhere. And
yes, that was the big headline.
Like 30 over in whatever. I don't understand kilometers at all. It was like 190 kilometers per. What the fuck is a kilometer? Okay. And I don't understand, but he was going like 30 miles per hour over, and someone recorded it and put it online. And I think he was he in France?
Yes.
I think so. I think he was at home, right? He was in Monaco.
France.
I think he was in France, and the thing is that he could either go to jail or get a fine, but let's be fucking for real. Max Verstappen's not going to jail. It'll never happen. Does this move the needle for you guys at all? Do you care?
No, it was fun for a brief moment when you see the headline to think we might have our dream of a second half of the season without Max come to fruition, where we can
disagree,
watch it go
get
out,
better,
but,
or go home.
You know,
no.
It's Max or no one.
I'm a Max fan. I can't.
Super Max.
If anything, I was just ready for the meme of him being like the first F1 driver to win the race out of jail. Like, instead of opening credits, it's jailbreak, him on the front. That's it.
Are you guys ready to hear the Dutch anthem? I think we're gonna have it a couple times this weekend.
At least once or twice.
I was gonna save my preview question for you guys for the end, so I'll do that in a second. I want to talk about some of these other rumors really quick. Abby texted in our group chat today about a possibility of Lance Stroll retiring to play tennis, and I'm curious as to your thoughts on how accurate this possibility might be.
My question is, how much is his tennis trainer, and which did his dad pay for? Because at this point, you can't buy a tennis team. So I'm confused. Obviously, as we've discussed, he's not bringing it to the level of F1. I think this is the right move. But there's no way in hell that his dad's not getting him something in tennis. There's got to be something that we're missing here in this story. I don't know. Abby, what are your thoughts? I can't.
The source, I'm trying to remember the name of who it was that broke the news. It was on, I believe his name was Ben Anderson, if I'm looking it up correctly. Yeah, it was on the Race podcast. He's a respected journalist, Ben Anderson. He's an editor of a magazine. Renford's research about it. I don't know if I really think he's going to switch to tennis, but I do think there's some validity in the thought of him retiring from F1. I mean, he's been on a couple teams at this point. He just hasn't been getting to that spot. There's so much talent in F2 and F3 in the future. I don't see him keeping a spot, especially if they want to bring in that new talent. So I would love to see him get better at this point. I mean, he's got the car to do something, but he's done nothing with it. So we'll see. Do I think that he's going to go play tennis? No, but I do think he could potentially be retiring coming up soon.
I could see him retire at the end of maybe next season. But the thing is that when your dad owns the team, why would you walk away other than anything outside of potential embarrassment?
I would live to see him give tennis a try. Like, just because
he's a great tennis player.
Is he really?
He's a great tennis player.
I'm sure he is. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised. And I kind of live for how like, it would be so impressive. I would literally eat my fucking words if he showed up and played phenomenal tennis and like could compete. That would be insane. So
he's a great tennis player.
I'd love to see it. I think it'd be amazing.
I would live for the content.
I do like Lance as a person, and do I feel bad for a billionaire's child? No, but do I feel bad for him because just of how public everything is, even though it was his choice? Yes. In a weird way. I don't know. Lance really confuses me because I feel for him and I don't at the same time. I'm like, money can't solve all your problems, but if your dad has a yacht and you can sail on it in the south of France for the rest of fucking forever, how do you have any problems? That's just my kind of takeaway there. Some other housekeeping stuff about silly season before we kind of move in to talk about the rest of the season and get to a buzz question from Twitter. There's a bunch of contracts that are still kind of out there looming around that didn't really get solved. And I think a lot of people expected them to. Abby, you have particularly Lewis Hamilton's contract in our notes. What are your thoughts on either him maybe staying, going, retiring?
I don't think he'd retire after the season he's had. It's been a really, like you said, underwhelming season for him. He's been underwhelmed. He stated that publicly, that he's not happy with how the season's going. I don't see him going anywhere else other than Mercedes. Maybe going back to McLaren for like a final goodbye, but I really don't see that happening. I've seen that a couple times on Twitter, people thinking that he's going to give his last year to McLaren, but I think it'll get done. Toto and all the publicity about it has been like, there's just a few small details left, but they've been saying that for months now. So I don't really get what the holdup is on that. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll get done soon.
Haley, you wanted to talk about how important it might be for McLaren to try and keep Lando.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this was kind of something I wanted to pose to you guys just as I was thinking about today's show and what we were going to talk about. I see Lando as pretty much like one of the up and coming drivers right now. I think to the last couple races, we have our, the fan vote, driver of the day, things like that. He's up there almost every single race. He's really popular among the fan base. With this potential seat in Red Bull in contention, Kendra and I have talked on the show about me personally. I can really see him going to Red Bull. And I think that would be a detriment to what McLaren is trying to build and what Zach's vision for the team is, as much as I dislike Zach in some respects. How important do you think it is for them to keep Lando, if at all?
I would be shocked to see him leave. I also would love to see him at Red Bull. If we could get a Max Verstappen, Lando Norris driver pairing, that would be incredible. I think Red Bull, that second seat, though, it's always vulnerable. Like, you're not going to be the first driver for them. They're always
don't want that for
first.
Lando.
And I don't want that for Lando. So I think McLaren, there was all that stuff about him going to Ferrari. I don't see that happening. I mean, really, who wants to go to Ferrari right now? And I say that as a Ferrari fan, but
Also too.
we'll see if he stays.
I was gonna say too, Haley and I talked about kind of the Ferrari contract situation on the show last week. Do you have any thoughts on the potential of Carlos's seat changing? I know that there were some rumors that, you know, Charles may have signed an extension and he declined potentially Red Bull earlier this year. What are your thoughts on like what that seat might look like next year?
I think Carlos stays. There was a article that came out today that someone posted about Fred, who's the team principal, saying that they had, you know, they wanted Carlos again for next season. I think when new teams come in, we might see him go to another one to be that first driver, because I think Charles is their first driver. They won't say it, but I think we all kind of know it at this point. So I think next season they'll have a contract. After that, it's all up in the air for Carlos.
Yeah,
but Charles is definitely staying. He is Ferrari. Yeah. I don't see him going anywhere else.
I agree with that. As much as they fuck him over, I think he'll always love them. It's like me and the Jaguars, you know?
He has a personal love for Ferrari.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right, last little bit of kind of silly season talk. The DRS situation potentially being banned for qualifying. I kind of love this. I don't know how you guys feel. Abby, what are your thoughts? I think that this would even the playing field a lot.
I love it. DRS is not made for qualifying. It's made for the race to make overtaking easier. So I don't see why it would be necessary in qualifying. And Red Bull has the best DRS system. Of course they do. So it's really going to even the playing field out a little bit more, make qualifying a little bit interesting. We're still going to see Red Bull 1-2 every weekend, basically. But I think it would make qualifying and the grid a little bit more interesting.
For sure. And I think that if they are going to do something to make the casual F1 fan interested again, they need to do it by making everyone as even as possible. And sure, Red Bull has the best everything. They have the best car. They have the best driver. And if you're going to continue to have that, you've got to allow other people to at least have their foot maybe even a quarter of an inch in the door. And I think that that's a great way to do it. I did not see if they were just talking about doing this for next season or if it would start at some point in the 10 races we have left. Yeah, 10 races in 14 weeks. You put in our notes, Abby?
I think it said second half of the season, but they haven't made any announcements yet. So it's really just up in the air at this point. It'd be kind of weird if they decided to just throw it in at the halfway point at this point.
Yeah.
We all know how the season's going to play out, but I think starting next season would be interesting.
Yeah. Before we talk about this weekend's race, any hot takes for the rest of the season?
Let's see.
Or someone you're maybe watching?
I think we're going to see McLaren get up there. I think Aston Martin's really stepped on the brakes in terms of their car development. So, I mean, the last couple of races have been really poor for them. So I see Mercedes second in the constructors, maybe even Ferrari getting that third spot. McLaren, I think, is going to be the best of the rest for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not really a hot take.
Big prediction. McLaren fourth, was it not? I think that was your big prediction for the constructors.
That was mine, yeah. Earlier this year. So I'm going to start off my preview of the Dutch race weekend by saying that I love Max, obviously, but I'm going to go with a hot take and say that Max is not going to win this week at home. There are, you know what? Everybody shut the fuck up. There are 7 planets in retrograde. I don't care. Some weird bullshit is happening. Max is going to come in second. I'm calling it now. You heard it here. I probably sound fucking stupid. I don't give a damn.
No, I love that. I'm riding on that with you. I'm deciding I am jumping on this bandwagon with Kendra. We've had a shit week. Why won't Max have a shit week? At the end of the day, he's given like a sus.
There is
just
no
like us. See, I can't even talk.
No fucking chance he wins every single race this weekend. And I feel like that would be the most kind of welcome back from break thing would be for Max to lose the only race he's going to lose this season and lose it at home.
It does make you wonder if he, because he's just so consistent. It'll be so easy for people to be like, well, the drama couldn't handle the pressure. And I know he's had a couple of things, obviously, with Red Bull going on with the car and things like that. But in the last week, coming out of, the break with a little personal scandal, with this whole speeding situation. Maybe this will be the week for him to make a slip up. I don't know. I'm riding that bandwagon with you. We are all about the overreactions this season, so it's fine.
As much as I'd love to hop on the bandwagon for that one, I don't think he's getting past it. I think he'll get that 9th win and tie Sebastian Vettel for the most wins in a row. I don't see him not doing that. He's just unstoppable at this point, unless something happens with the car. Like maybe there's something going on with has he had his gearbox changed a couple times at this point? But even so, he's gone right back up at the front. At this point, he's inevitable.
Yeah. I'll ask you both, who in order are your podium this weekend and who are your P17 through 20?
Ooh, P1, Max Verstappen. P2, only because I'm a Ferrari enthusiast and I don't know if you've seen the trophies this week, but the P2 is red. I'm saying it's Ferrari podium, Charles Leclerc P2, and then Sergio P3, because he'll probably not even make it out of Q2, but he'll probably make his way up to the top.
Okay.
And who's your bottom? P17, you're going to hate me, but I'm going to say Sonoda. P18.
That's what I was going to say too.
He's just had the worst luck. He's so much better than what his numbers have indicated. And I just think there's going to be something that he gets stuck in traffic. It's going to happen.
Gets angry, wrecks the car.
Things like that. Just Yuki things. I'm going to go. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? P20, I'm going to say Logan Sargent.
I'm going to go Logie Sarge, P20.
Choice.
I'm going to say Daniel Ricciardo, P17, and I'm going to say Yuki. I meant to say our bottom three. I'm going my bottom three are Yuki, Danny Rick, and Logan Sargent. I'm really bad at math if you couldn't tell.
My bottom three are going to be Yuki, Mr. Magnussen, and Logan Sarge.
Okay.
I'm wearing the Haas, so for Gunther's sake, I hope that there's not a Haas in the bottom three, but I've been really disappointed with what they've been putting out in the last couple weeks. So
yeah, that driver lineup is going to be interesting for next season.
Yeah, that's what I'm really excited for. That's what I'm really excited for. But it would also be so Haas of them to do something really stupid with that opportunity.
100%.
With all the talent in F2 and F3 that you mentioned, which I totally agree.
My podium, I'm going Checo, Max, and then someone from McLaren, whoever qualifies better. I'm going to go with Lando, but Oscar would be my second choice, obviously. I think that's my podium.
I would love to be wrong and have an Oscar podium. I really would love that. I'd love to be wrong.
I've been known for sure to say things that are off base and incorrect, and that's why I had to eat a flaming hot chip in front of dozens of people. But with that being said, I'm going to put my podium, delusions ahead, Charles P1, fuck the haters.
I love the delusion.
Max P2, Lando P3. Let's just make it happen.
I will post my dick on the internet if that happens.
We didn't bet anything on it. We didn't bet anything on it, so if I'm just making predictions, I'm gonna start manifesting what I want.
I actually will post peen online if that's how this goes.
Duracell, if you're watching, we still need tickets to the Austin Grand Prix. So if I got that right, send us. I know someone from the Duracell social team is watching this.
It is Wednesday, August 23rd at 7:12 p.m. If Haley got that right, Duracell, I'm sorry, by law, you owe us paddock tickets.
Thank you.
I feel like with Duracell, we'd have to have a Williams on the podium. So how about
I don't give up. I'll put Logan Sargent on my podium.
Well, Logan Sargent was my last place, so I did mention him.
Yeah, we all mentioned Logie Sarge.
It would be even crazier if he was on my podium. It would be even crazier if he was on my podium.
Yeah. All right. Before I ask you guys a Twitter buzzword question, not a buzzword, did I miss anything? Any notes that I did not get to?
I don't know. Abby, I guess I have a question for you as my fellow Ferrari companion. Do you have any predictions on the Carlos Charles tension potentially for the rest of the season now that he is on board for next year before Audi comes onto the scene? Kendra and I have talked about this. My thing with Carlos is he's not afraid to just to the paddock and do whatever he wants to do. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think that they are just gonna, they're gonna get along. They're gonna say what they will to the camera. We won't actually ever really know what's going on back there, but Carlos is gonna look out for Carlos. He's his own team engineer at this point. He's calling the shots in that car for himself, which I can absolutely respect. I do still think Charles is gonna be their number one focus, as he should be. But I think Carlos will just continue to look out for himself, and he should totally do that. He's a number one driver on many other teams, so I can't fault him for that.
I couldn't help but looking at the statement that came out from them as kind of like one of those family photos you take with your sibling when you're fighting and like you look like you're smiling. Like that was kind of the vibe that I was getting from the Ferrari press release, where it's like, we're committed to working together and driving together and like everything's fine. Like this is fine. And I was like, oh, you're really trying to convince me.
We're getting
now I don't
a long
know.
T-shirt.
Yeah, totally. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how it plays out because he's definitely not one to mince his words or reactions, where I feel like my mom is a huge Charles fan. She always says one of her favorite parts about him is when he gets aggravated or angry in a race, within the questions at the end of the race, he's like, I'm so sorry. I overreacted. Like,
I am stupid.
I feel so bad.
I've heard like this so many times this season. I feel so bad for him. He's had the worst luck out of anyone this season, other than Nick DeVries. But truly, like this,
other than Nick DeVries. Can I get an RPMP?
This is his home race. I feel you can't get through this weekend without thinking about how sad it is for Nick DeVries. This would have been his home race, and he didn't get there. It makes me so sad to think about. Probably he would have been my P20, maybe P19.
No tea, no shade, Nick DeVries. I'll see you out in Boston next year.
Yeah, welcome to Boston, Nick DeVries.
Welcome to Harvard.
Congrats.
All right, last question for Abby is something that she put in our notes, so it's really Abby's question for Abby and everyone else. But she said that on Twitter this week, there was kind of a question going around on whether you can actually support more than one driver at a time. We are all evidence that clearly, yes, you can.
Yeah, 100%. I would like us all to name our favorite 3 drivers. They do not have to be in order. I will go first. Danny Rick, Charles, and I'm going to go Lando.
Great choices. I have like a top 5, but I'll go Charles, Alex Albon, and
good one.
I think I'm a big Oscar Piastri fan. He's really grown on me this season. I'm excited to see his career. And then Max. I can't
very
go to my
underrated
top without saying
Max.
I'm leaving Max off because he's my S tier. Outside of Max as a human, I'm going Yuki, Lando, and Danny Rick.
Love it.
But Max is S tier, so it just doesn't count. Yeah, Tyler, top 3.
I would probably go Charles, Yuki, and quite the turn for if you've been following the podcast, Lewis is my number 2. Just because of Roscoe.
Yeah,
I could care less
Lewis
about
too.
the racing. Just give me Roscoe.
Love Roscoe.
I do feel with this.
Yeah, Roscoe lives in LA?
Roscoe
he does.
lives in LA, yeah.
Without Lewis?
LA boy. Yeah.
They live together, I think, not during the season, but he has all of his friends in LA, so he leaves him with his other emotional support pets.
I do think there are a lot of likable personalities on this grid. There are a lot. 100%. And granted, their social team has been absolutely killing it with the Grill the Grid and all those Drive to Survive too. We get to know them on a more personal level, but I don't know. There are some that I don't like for sure.
That was my next question. We're a shit talk show. Who are your bottom 3 bitches?
Bottom 3, Checo, Hulkenberg, and Nick DeVries, but he's not on the grid anymore,
Yeah.
which is fine.
I
So
also don't like Nick DeVries.
Checo, George. I fucking hate George. And Pierre. I hate Pierre.
Pierre is my number one. Gotta go.
Pierre.
I also hate Pierre. I'm sorry, not sorry to any Pierre fans. I'm gonna count Nick DeVries. Look at Jack. What a good boy he's being. And I know you guys love him, but there's something about Bottas that gives me the ick. And I know he's like a really nice guy, but it's something about the mustache, I think. I don't know what it is.
I love him.
he's a vibe.
I think he's so funny, but there's something about him that I'm like kind of scared of him. Like he's
Okay,
a
can you explain why?
There's just something about the way he looks. I don't know. It's just he looks like a I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. He looks like an old like a British general or something. It's I don't know.
I just love
The
that he's always
mustaches.
naked.
Yeah, and also like he's kind of crazy, right? Like
Yes.
he's always doing
He's
the
just doing his
wildest
own
shit.
thing.
I love
I don't
him.
know. I love him. I wouldn't say I dislike him, but there's something about him that it makes me very nervous. I don't know.
All right.
I also have to love Esty Bestie. We did not talk enough about
Yeah,
Esteban
I
Ocon.
do love
Oh
Esty
my
Bestie.
god,
He's
we do
the
have
best.
to show love to SD.
Yeah, he's
coming
up
out with
there
a
for
new
me
merch
too.
line, I think.
I love Alex Albon too, but mostly here's the
I was
thing.
also gonna say that.
I don't think I have the hiccups. I don't think Albon would be as high up for me if he wasn't dating Lily.
I
Lily
love
is
him and Lily
everything.
so much.
I just love Lily. I can't lie to you. I'm such a girl's girl that I'm like, that is my queen.
The
She's so
TikTok that she
awesome.
did of him swimming and being like, I got the ick was the best thing that I've seen on that app since the invention of TikTok.
I screamed in my apartment when you sent me that. I'm not even kidding.
Funny.
Oh, it makes me want to vomit. I can't even think about it.
It was
Ooh,
hilarious.
I never want to see another man swim ever. Men who sing and men who swim, I'm out. No S words.
Wow. Iconic.
All right. Any other thoughts before we let Abby go?
Abby, thank you so much for coming on our show. And thank you for my bracelet, which I gave Kendra credit for, not realizing it was from Abby. And I appreciate you so much, even though you definitely told me multiple times that you made them for us and sent us pictures. And I still think Kendra thinks I'm an idiot.
Are you guys getting up
love you.
for
I had to
practice
practice.
tomorrow?
Yes,
practice
I'm not
is
getting up
tomorrow,
for
right?
practice 1.
It's at 6 a.m.
I'm not
Do I
getting
have
up
my
at 6
dates wrong?
I think so.
Is today
Is it
Thursday
Friday?
or Friday?
Today
No,
is
tomorrow's
Thursday.
Thursday. Tomorrow.
Oh
is
my
just
god,
interviews.
tomorrow's Thursday.
So you get to sleep in tomorrow, but Friday, I am going to get up for FP1 because Robert Schwartzman is driving for Ferrari instead of Carlos for FP1. So that'll be interesting.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I feel like it's Thursday, but it is indeed Wednesday.
This
It is
week has
indeed
been
Wednesday.
10 years. So
Practice 3 is at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And we got a 9 a.m. qualifier, baby. We got to be up.
Oh, yeah.
We got to be up, ready to go.
the coffee
Ain't no
machine will be
way.
running.
I am
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
up for 5:30.
No, I'm not going to be up for practice 3, but I will be up for qualifying.
I will be up for quali. So, Abby, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
That
You
part.
can find me on Twitter. Do I know my Twitter handle? But I will look it up. You can find me on Twitter at Abby Pomeroy 1 and then also on Instagram at Abby Pomeroy _12. Don't ask me why the numbers are different on there. I couldn't tell you. And that's where you can find me.
Love
It was
you.
like a Twitter I set up in high school. And I was like, let me do number 1 on Twitter and 12 on Instagram because that's quirky.
Oh my
You should
God,
just-
I'm screaming.
You should just change one of them.
I really should for uniformity. You're so right.
Oh,
All
I
right,
thought
we
you meant
love
like
you.
make one like 13 and then the other one too. I'm an
Just
idiot.
add an
Okay,
increase.
All right. Abby,
Abby, we love you, Ab.
appreciate
All
it.
right. Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, NFL stuff. Not a ton of notes before we get into our division preview this week. There were a decent amount of notable Jags injuries that I knew people would probably want me to touch on. The Devon Hamilton injury is probably the most important to me. He says it's a back injury, and I guess he's supposed to be maybe okay. TBD, says questionable. Josh Allen, I feel like I'm not that worried about. Yeah. Tyson Campbell, Yasir Abdullah, Tyler Shatley, and Dewan Smoot is out with his Achilles. That one really hurts. I really like him. That's the biggest L to me of all of this. I'm becoming a little bit more worried day by day just because we're not even into the thick of the season yet and people are already pretty injured, and I hate that. Those are my Jaguar injury thoughts, just in case anybody wanted to know. Miles Jack also retired this week. Good for him. I thought he was super young. I was a little surprised. I loved all the memes that were like, he might be out, but he was never down, or like whatever.
Well, in the
Those
draft,
were just so good.
In the draft, his big knack was that I think, was it Mel Kiper that coined the term, he has a ticking time bomb in his knee?
Maybe.
So he did getting out well before the time bomb exploded.
Jonathan Taylor also is, I guess, maybe being shopped for a trade.
By 6 potential teams is the latest.
Yeah. Can you give me that list?
Yeah. Do we know the teams?
Let me see what I can find.
I looked it up earlier, and the thing is that I wasn't under the impression that he was going to have a trade as an option just because of all the drama earlier this month. But I do think, here's my question for you guys. Do you think that Jonathan Taylor is still in any sort of quote unquote prime?
I don't know if I'd call it prime, but I think he's still really good.
I
don't know if he's worth like what they're asking for necessarily, but I think he would still be a really good player on the right team.
That's what I'm getting at. I think he has one more great season left in him, one good season, and then he's done. He's 28, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and he's had some injuries, I think, right?
Yes. So I don't know. That's my concern. Haley, did you find those teams?
I have only seen Miami confirmed.
I thought that Miami was going to get Dalvin.
So yeah, that's what it's interesting because
I think they like Devon Achane.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about him at camp, so
we shall see.
I don't see Jonathan Taylor really fitting in there either. I thought that they were going to wind up adding to their secondary.
They probably need to. But it's also shocking. There hasn't been any like preseason trades right now, like camp trades.
People are saying he could wind up in Philly, and I think that would just put your futures in now.
Yeah, it would make sense, I guess.
Like actual.
Do you think I have
a future on the Eagles.
Do you think he'd go to Carolina with because it's his old Frank Reich?
I just don't think that Carolina should give up what they want for him, because
they don't really have much to give up.
That's the thing too. But if they're building for the future, which it seems that that's the case, they don't really care about winning right now. Why would you add a 28-year-old running back with maybe 2 more years left in whatever his career is going to be to a team that's just too young or not good enough to do anything with it?
I thought he was my age. I thought he was a 99 baby.
No, he's definitely not. No.
I thought he was 24.
Nope. Jonathan Taylor. Oh, he's 24.
Yeah, he's young.
I thought he was 28. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think we're just
old. He's younger than you. So I was starting to feel real old for a second. I was
my God. I thought he was 28. He's way younger than wow.
Yeah, no, he's a young guy.
Wow.
But even still, I'm still worried about his injuries.
Even
I don't
still, right.
think
well,
necessarily he's in his prime
That's
anymore.
the question.
No, I don't either. That was my whole point.
Yeah.
So do I think that the Eagles might be a decent landing spot for him? Maybe. Do I think that they have the capacity to make that work? Probably not. Although if they're going balls to the wall, it might make sense.
He was also a workhorse at Wisconsin too.
For sure.
He's got miles on him, even if he's 24.
I don't know why I thought he was so much older than that.
I don't know who you could have been thinking of.
Me either, bestie.
This speaks to the running back situation.
It definitely does. Okay, I wanted to get into some Patriots housekeeping really quick. Obviously the injury to Isaiah Bolden was really scary the other night. I think they did the right thing in calling that game. But I think that the only person that this could have potentially impacted was us maybe seeing Malik Cunningham. Although reports came out of camp this week that he hasn't taken any reps at quarterback. It seems like if he's going to make the 53-man roster, it's going to be a wide receiver. I don't know if that's changed this week or if there's a plan for that to change. I also don't know what this might mean for Trace McSorley because I don't think that he should make the team. But with the new quarterback rule where you can carry a third, I don't know if they're going to put him on the 53-man as a receiver or what the options are here. Haley, are you expecting to see Malik play quarterback at all in the game this weekend?
Yeah, I guess it's interesting. The fact that we haven't seen him take snaps in camp would lead me to believe no. And I'm so sorry. There was a bug that flew by. Is it possible for him to be on as a receiver and then bring him into the quarterback position? Is that possible?
Yeah, 100%. Because look at how Christian McCaffrey will switch from running back to quarterback.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how Bill plays.
Isn't that what they originally did with Julian Edelman too?
I think that's going to be their
That's what I thought
guy.
too, and I can see that.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
the most realistic option for me.
My only other thought is that Tyquan Thornton's got to be done. He's got to go.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Do you have any preferences on that?
I agree. I mean, I'm just underwhelmed. I'm underwhelmed. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good take. I agree.
Introducing Whisker, the ultimate app for cats to expand their social circle.
Whisker, where feline love stories begin.
Say goodbye to the old-fashioned ways of cat mingling and say hello to Whisker.
The app that will revolutionize the way cats connect, whether it's for love or friendship.
Swipe right to unlock captivating conversations, or swipe left to discover a world of pawsome new friends. Whisker is your gateway to endless possibilities.
Whisker, the app that's rewriting the rules of feline connection, bringing you a perfect blend of love and friendship.
Capture those picture-perfect moments with your new furry companion. The camera loves you, and so does Whisker.
Whisker, bringing cats together one swipe at a time. Whisker.
Okay, so our NFL division preview this week, we're kind of closing things out here. We've really flown through these. I'm proud of us. Yeah, 3 more.
One.
Yeah, so we'll
were y'all as underwhelmed with this division as I was?
Yes.
Though?
Obviously.
So tough, dude. This was so hard.
Or can we say, is this the worst division in football?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the worst division in football. We picked this division this week to keep it short and sweet just because we have a Q&A and Abby on. I don't have a ton to say. I didn't even look to see what you guys have for.
I added it while we were talking F1.
So you and I, Kendra, I believe, have ours in the same order. Or no, we have a couple switched, but Tyler and I have the same dark horse.
Okay, so I think, are we all in agreement that the Saints are going to win this division?
No.
Yes.
Ooh.
Did you see Tyler's not.
Ooh.
I went
okay.
I went a little risky with this one because I think this division is the one to be risky in because I think anything could happen in it because they're all just bad. So I went with the Panthers on the belief that, and I don't even know if I really believe this, but could Bryce Young be the best? I think he's set up the best to succeed in year one among the rookie quarterbacks.
I think CJ Stroud.
I just worry he's got a rookie head coach. He's never been a head coach in the league before.
No, I know. And I don't care about that. It's more so just that I think that he has more raw talent and he isn't like 5'10", not actually on the roster.
Yeah. So I think CJ has the better career projection, but I think year one, I wouldn't be shocked if Bryce Young had the better year one.
May I present to you both the passing props for Bryce Young for this year?
Please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over under 3,925 yards.
Under.
Over under 26.5 touchdowns.
Under.
Exactly.
See, I don't hate the over necessarily. I'm a fan of the Adam Thielen DJ Chark edition.
I think that DJ
I don't think they're great, but
okay, you know what? First of all, they have all the Jaguars trash. And when you have the Jaguars trash, you're gonna get trash. You have DJ Chark
Sad
and
cat.
LaVisca Chenault.
LaVisca
Chenault was one of the most disappointing. I don't give a fuck about sad cats when it's the Panthers. LaVisca Chenault was one of the biggest disappointments in Jaguars drafting recent history. Fuck LaVisca Chenault. Fuck what you know. Fuck what you heard. Okay, Jaguars trash. Jonathan Mingo is my wide receiver 1 here.
Jonathan Mingo's your wide receiver 1?
Only because of that little girl on TikTok that calls herself Mingo. And that is the only fucking reason.
Wow. I don't know what you're talking about.
She's
oh my God.
cute.
Is it she just randomly calling herself Mingos or because of Jonathan Mingo?
No, she loved flamingos when she was little, and her and her dad
okay.
do a podcast together. So he calls her baby Mingo. So she calls herself
young is
Mingo.
This child?
Like 3.
And they do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
Starting them young.
It's
Is
really
it
good.
Skylar?
Yeah, it's Skylar.
Oh, is it that dude with the big hair?
No, is that her name?
Oh, I know him.
That's Mingo.
Okay.
She's so cute.
She's so cute.
Also, I love Icky, and you guys know that I'm a sucker for left tackles. So that's like the only saving grace for me here. I like Hayden Hurst too.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Hayden Hurst.
Left
It's fine.
tackles and kickers.
I have
That's the
them.
secret to Kendra's heart.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I feel seen. That being said, I think that this roster is fine. I give it a B, like a solid B, no plus, no minus.
Yeah.
I just
That's kind of how I feel about it.
I don't think Bryce Young's going to be a good NFL quarterback. You guys know how down I am on Alabama quarterbacks, on top of the fact that he is 4'11" on a good day.
I think he's just
standing on a
he's going to be an
shoebox.
average quarterback. I don't think he's nothing special.
But
none of the quarterbacks in this division are anything special.
I weigh more than Bryce Young.
It's T.
Wow.
I weigh more than Bryce Young for sure.
Yeah, and you're taller than him too.
I hate to bandwagon, but I have to agree with Kendra on this. I do not see it being a necessarily earth-shattering season for the Panthers.
I think they've got the highest.
They pull off the division. Hey, good for them.
I'm riding with the Saints because I think that is the Saints quarterback situation great? No. I also think that it's important to note that I know that Taysom Hill is injured, but the fact that he's listed as 4th on their depth chart is kind of crazy.
Is he still a quarterback?
Yeah. Okay. Alvin Kamara is suspended, but they have Jamal Williams as the backup. That is a incredible running back tandem. Derek Carr has something to prove. Do I think that he's a great quarterback? No. I fucking love Chris Olave. Michael Thomas also has something to prove. Juwan Johnson, fine. Their defense is okay. I just don't see how you can take it away from them in such a shitty division, especially when Bryce Young's really going to have some tough games to have to fucking figure it out. And I'm sorry, but shitty teams beating up on each other they have the most experience, and that it is what it is. Like, the Saints are going to win this division on experience alone.
I think so. I think Carr's
I have
washed.
to agree.
I think Jamal Williams is going to come back down to earth, and I kind of think he's the 3rd best running back on that team. I like Keandre Miller a lot.
I don't want to speak that into existence. I love Jamal Williams.
Oh, I love Jamal
I do too.
Shout out my Lions boy, but
I
think he's going to come back down.
I think you're being a hater, though. I think you're being a hater.
I just think
Everybody
he had a really good year last year. I think he comes back down to earth a little bit. And
Keandre
Miller,
why can't he have another one?
What is
breaking news?
Haley, this is for you.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Do you know who is listed as the 4th string running back for the Atlanta Falcons?
Oh, no.
I have no idea.
Carlos Washington Jr., UNH alumni. Shout out friend of the show.
Does that change your division rankings?
Shout out friend of the show. Carlos, if you're listening, I have labeled many a photo of yours for the UNH athletic department. And you
Carlos
have some really cool tattoos.
Really close in college. And I don't know. I know that I saw this on Instagram. I just don't know that it registered for me that this
had no idea.
I saw him post on Instagram like at camp and stuff, but I just did not think that this was like an actual possibility. Wow.
Crazy.
Goosebumps.
Wow.
Good for him. Anyways, sorry to interrupt that. I saw that and my heart just like stopped beating.
So we should totally watch the game this week.
Yes.
Their
yes.
preseason game.
Who do they play and what day?
Let me take a look.
I'm looking right now. I would honestly, if he makes this roster, I'll buy his jersey.
Deadass. Honestly,
No,
probably.
I would
Tomorrow
totally
at
order it.
7:30. They play the
perfect.
Steelers.
You want to watch it together?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll watch it on Zoom. Perfect. Tyler, did you take odds for Bijan Robinson for Rookie of the Year?
I should have. It's gone to people bought it up, but I don't think there's much money to be made. Because I think he's the obvious pick, and he's definitely the favorite. I haven't looked. I'm just saying I'm making these up, but I imagine.
Is he your favorite?
No,
he's my favorite for sure.
Oh, I thought you were asking me. I put my Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year odds on CJ Stroud.
I like the odds on him. I just think Bijan's the favorite. He's not my favorite. He's just, I think, the favorite to win.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I think that I said that the Falcons in our notes were my dark horse, and the kicker for me is going to be, I don't believe in Desmond Ridder. But I love Bijan. I love Drake London. I love Kyle Pitts. I love Jonnu Smith as maybe a comeback player situation. Do I think that he has a ton of talent?
So there's no chance anybody's winning comeback player of the year other than DeMar Hamlin.
Oh, no, I don't mean comeback player of the year. I just mean like a comeback player. DeMar Hamlin has to be comeback player of the year.
If he gets on the field at all, he will be comeback player of the year.
Although I heard that there is
Tyler.
Is he going to make the roster?
I was just going to say.
I think he does just because it's DeMar Hamlin.
I think he has to, but
Tyler, I would ask you to bring yourself back to a time and place where it's the Oscars. Chadwick Boseman has passed away. We are reaching the Best Actor category.
Anthony Hopkins,
and then they give it to Anthony Hopkins.
Who's the Anthony Hopkins then? Who's going to win? I don't think there's
I don't know. I'm just saying we don't know anything for certain.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a great point.
Do we all have the Bucks last?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Does anyone give an absolute F about their quarterback situation? Because I honestly completely forgot about it until today.
Kyle Trask is trash.
Should I dye my Baker Mayfield jersey red?
So do you really think in...
It's white.
Do you have a Baker Mayfield jersey?
I have a Baker Mayfield jersey. I do.
So good.
That's why. Why on earth do you have a Baker
unpack.
Mayfield jersey?
There's
because
so much
I
to
thought
unpack.
that it was cool that he grabbed his junk on the field as a fuck you. So I bought his jersey when he got drafted. Yeah, I did.
I can appreciate that. Actually.
Yeah, Tyler.
That's something I would do. But...
I'm gonna buy your jersey.
I said I would post dick on the internet this weekend.
Yeah.
So my question is, that means that people in Tampa must be like actually invested in this. Like this is real sports media coverage for them right now.
This is giving Jags circa 2004.
Like, oh, gotta check in on who did better in camp today, Baker or fucking Kyle Trask. Like what, dude? I don't know.
Kyle Trask is so bad at football.
Baker Mayfield's bad at professional football.
Baker Mayfield is bad at professional football, but
Kyle Trask
is just bad at football.
Are Mike Evans and Chris Godwin washed? Yes or no?
Mike Evans is injured. First off,
yeah, I'm gonna.
He's always injured. He's the new Ben Roethlisberger. He's always hurt.
Not a good thing to be, by the way. You never in any category.
Michael Thomas. One of those two is always hurt.
Not to be once again a truther, but the only saving grace on this entire fucking roster is Tristan Wirfs.
Yes, he's really good. I do love.
I wanted the Jags to take him so bad.
Injury-prone friend.
Isn't he okay? I feel like I saw something about him being in love with donuts. Is that true? Does anybody know?
He's an offensive lineman.
Yeah, offensive lineman, whatever.
I kind of love that for him.
When I was in college, I remember, Haley, this is just UNH lore. I remember sitting at the football house trying to watch Nick Velty and Matt Matulis put down 4,000 calories a day, and it made me want to die.
It's disgusting to a point.
It's disgusting. Yeah. I don't know how you don't do
it.
How do you not smoke weed?
Some of them, and I'm like, I don't understand how that's even physically possible, because they're built too. That's the crazy thing about some of these guys is they have to eat so much, but there's so much muscle that's going on too at the same time. It's insane.
What do you think the most calories you've eaten in a day are? I would say for me, probably like 3K.
Oh, I have to probably be close to 4, 5 even.
I ate 2 all-star specials in one day one time.
Damn.
That's what you're measuring your calories.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
2 all-star
That's
specials.
so
I feel like that
good.
might be more than you said. 3 was your estimate. I feel like it's more than that. 2 all-star specials.
How many calories is in like a pizza? Because I could easily
Probably
eat a
around.
pizza.
It depends on the pizza. I'd say probably around 1,200.
I've eaten an entire Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza by myself in college.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I can think back to some nights where I got Domino's.
17.
Yeah. Probably
Mm.
one of those days.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So division winner, went over that. Dark horse, I have the Falcons. You guys have
Mine was Panthers.
Okay.
Because I have Panthers winning, but I could see the Falcons also being the dark horse. I agreed with pretty much everything you said. I'm worried a little bit about their depth as well as Desmond Ridder, especially at like their playmaking positions, because it's like Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and then who else?
Yeah. Haley, dark horse.
I have my dark horse as Bryce Young, and I mean this in the sense that I don't necessarily know if dark horse is the right word, but I think his season is gonna go
Better than expected.
one of either side of a coin. It's
Okay.
gonna be either like good enough to the point where people are gonna over exaggerate and say that he's exceeding expectations,
Oh, I can see
or
that.
it's gonna be
I could see that.
so disastrous.
Yeah.
So disastrous.
I could see him
Well, it's
setting
again,
like
like, and I hate
expectations
this-
really high in year 1, and then like
Well,
failing
right, and
the
I
rest
think-
of his career.
Exactly. So I think it's going to go one of two ways, and we'll see. I wanted to bring up real quick too about the Saints. Vegas has them at 9.5, and as much as
Heavy.
I'm kind of like, I love Jamal Williams, like I said, and I want them to do well. I don't see this being a 10-win team. Do you guys? I thought
Absolutely
that
no.
was kind of crazy.
Absolutely
Like
not.
what? No,
Fuck
right?
I
no.
don't see it
Okay.
being anywhere close. It's like maybe
We should
6.
hammer the under on that.
Yeah,
We should
Hey,
put
that's what I'm
the
saying.
house on that.
9.5. 9.5 for the Saints.
No, I
That's
dead ass.
I'll
That's
do that right
insane.
now. I'll put $50 on it right now.
Yeah, go for it. I don't have any money in my DraftKings account, or I would. All right. Haley and I have the Saints making the playoffs. Tyler obviously has the Panthers. Worst division in football. Nobody else is.
Yeah,
coming
I don't
out.
want to put in. I would rather.
And nobody's
have nobody
going
make the
anywhere.
playoffs,
Me
but-
too. Okay. Any other stuff before we move on?
No.
Nope.
All right. I only have one PLL thought this week, and it's just that I hate the fucking Jackson Morrill trade. I thought it was stupid. You are clearly going to have the first pick in this draft, and you're going to trade one of the only young prospects that you have that's been worth a shit this season. It should have been Logan Wisnauskas, and I'll die on that hill. That's all I have to say. I'm frustrated. I do also think it's weird that the Atlas fucking suck for some reason, and I am enjoying that there's no clear-cut dominant team. Other than that, I'm mad at the PLL because the product is just not there for me at the moment.
No.
All
Who's
right,
in the
so
lead? Is the Water Dog still like the favorite?
no, the Archers are
Archers.
leading the league right now. Water Dogs, I think, are 2 behind them and the Cannons, which is insane to say that the Cannons are without
wow.
Lyle Thompson and they're like number 2 in the league. That's fucking crazy. Could you imagine if the Lakers lost LeBron
Wow.
and were one of the best teams in the
I
league?
see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I thought you were just pivoting topics completely. It's like,
No.
wow. What a transition.
No transition.
Okay, we have a couple questions that we got asked for the week. I took pictures of them. We have quite a few. Okay.
Do we?
Yeah, we actually got a ton of questions. For everyone. College football is kicking off. Who you got in the college football playoff?
Wow. Good one.
I have Alabama, Michigan, Texas, and Georgia. Those are my teams.
Texas is a fun one.
Texas is my dark horse for the college football season.
Me too. I think Texas, I'm all in on Texas, to be honest. I think Texas would be in my playoff. I think I would love to put USC in there, but I just don't think that defense is going to be to that caliber. I think probably I'll go Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Texas.
I'm gonna go Michigan, Texas, Georgia, and I'll throw USC in there. Why not?
Wow. If
Hot takes from Hales.
their defense is a top 30 defense this year, I think they're easily in the playoffs.
Just for my friend Barrett. Shout out Barrett. A USC alum himself.
Shout out Barrett.
Gonna put it in there.
All right, better pick at second overall in fantasy, Jamar Chase or Christian McCaffrey.
I am second pick for my other draft, and I need to know your answers to this question because I myself am wondering the same thing.
I gotta say,
go ahead.
If it's PPR, I'm going CMC. Just because I think that does the running back matter as much? Yeah. No, in actual football, but in fantasy, a running back is everything. I think you can get wide receivers with better value later. Yeah, you can get wide receivers with better value later. Go CMC.
I'm a big Jamar fan because I've got him in one of my.
That's how I am.
I've got him in my keeper league, and I've got him and Patrick Mahomes in my keeper league, and those are my two that I keep every year. But I would still probably lean Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
All right.
Visit Toronto ? I've actually been trying to plan a solo vacation to Toronto, so I would love to go to Toronto.
I would like to invite myself because I've never been to Canada.
Okay.
So
don't lose your passport though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay. When the Jets win the Super Bowl, what haters' tears are going to be the saltiest?
Wow. What is that?
Well,
is that
the Jets will never win a Super Bowl, so
I'm gonna go with Shad Khan for not hiring Robert Saleh over Urban Meyer. Mic drop.
I wouldn't change anything if I were the Jags because you get Doug.
Me either, and I do love Dougie.
I
love Dougie.
I know you like Saleh a lot, but I think I like Doug more than Saleh.
I'm a defensive football girly. You know this. Okay. What
left
Jags?
tackles.
Yes, that's also T. What Jags matchup are you most excited for this season? Monday Night Football against the Bengals because we are all going to Jacksonville for it. The whole squad is fucking vibing to Jacksonville for the Bengals.
It's gonna be so lit.
I'm gonna try to go.
It's gonna be so awesome. I can't wait.
It's Monday Night Football. We're going.
Joe Burrow, Trevi rematch. It's gonna be so sick. I hope your boy Dabo's there, Tyler. It's gonna be awesome.
Dabo?
Yeah.
If that was there, I'm not going.
All right. Next comment is just a comment from an old man. You're beautiful and no sports. That's sexier. LOL.
What?
Okay, thanks.
You're beautiful
someone said
and
that.
no sports?
Yeah, someone said that.
All right.
Someone goes, what's your favorite play in football and why is it a big man touchdown? I do love a big man
Spider 2Y
tutty.
banana.
I'm going Philly special.
Philly special is dumb. It was cool the one time, and now everybody does it, especially in college football. If you really pay attention to college football, like the G5, they'll just run that randomly. And I'm sick of it.
Yeah, well, I have to ride with Dougie. Haley?
I'm going to have to go a very particular play, which was not supposed to be a play, but the Julian Edelman pass versus the Eagles for a touchdown. I still have dreams about that. It was so sick.
Fullbacks. Fullbacks. Are they necessary or can do without? I think that fullbacks are completely not necessary. There's not even a lot of teams in the NFL that run a fullback anymore. But they are fun. I'm pro fullback. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you can do without one because so many teams in the league do.
I was JMU's emergency backup fullback. We didn't have a fullback.
I can only be pro running back or pro fullback. I can't be both. So I'm going to stick with pro running.
I'm trying to think. Miami runs Alec Ingold. The 49ers run Juszczyk. Is there another fullback that's like prominent? I don't think so.
There was one who bounced around. I forget his name. I feel like he might have been on Detroit at one point, but I can't. I don't know enough to answer that.
Who do you think the biggest breakout season this year in the F1? Sorry, that was not worded well. Who do we think is going to have the biggest breakout
in the F1?
Did
I write that question?
I'm going to say, and I think that this is an obvious answer, but just McLaren as a whole.
Yeah, I was gonna go Lando. I think
Yeah,
just
Lando feels like
individually,
the
Oscar.
obvious pick.
I
yeah.
think, yeah, I think Oscar, but even more so, I think Lando has really kind of come into his own this year, and I think Oscar did that already. But I like seeing both of them doing well and the team doing well.
Tyler, do you have a thought?
No, I think Lando's the obvious one.
Okay.
But I'm not as in the weeds in F1 as you all are.
Favorite tailgate
That we've ever been to, or truck to tailgate in. Okay.
I've heard LSU's is hard to beat.
Yeah,
I
I've
gotta
never
say
been.
the Jags game against the Chargers was so fucking fun because it was because it was a night game. And we drank all fucking day and we were riding the high of the Nashville win the week before, and that was insane. That's my favorite tailgate I've ever been to.
I'm not a huge tailgate guy.
I've been to some pretty fun ones at Gillette. Gillette tailgates are always whack too, because they're the most like New England Boston thing you've ever been a part of, like full lobster bakes and shit.
Can we bring a Santarpio's pizza to a tailgate?
Okay, pause. What is a Santarpio's pizza?
It's just like a Boston-based pizza company.
I prefer Little Caesars.
Sorry, you're from Detroit, Tyler.
I can't believe you just said I prefer Little Caesars. That makes me want to die.
$5.
I'm also more of a Regina's pizza. Regina's.
No, their cheese is too hot and it burns the fuck out of the roof of your mouth. I can't do Regina pizza.
Gotta get used to it, bro.
No.
You have,
Like
since
that
we're talking
shit
about pizza,
cool.
do you have what's his name's Cayman's question to go?
I do.
What's your favorite what is it, top 3 pizza toppings?
Oh yeah, that was a good question from Cayman. Pineapple, olives, and onions. Not all together, just
onions are good. I was always a fan of the sausage and onion, but I don't really have a third go-to. I'm
gonna go buff chick.
Ooh, Haley, that's such a good answer.
I'm gonna go buff
is
chick.
buffalo and chicken separate toppings? Is that 2 toppings?
No,
or is it
buffalo
one?
chicken. Buffalo chicken is the topping. So I'm gonna go buffalo chicken. I'm gonna also go pineapple, and I'm gonna go onions. Not all together, but
A
those
buffalo
are my 3.
chicken with jalapeno and pineapple. One of my favorite pizzas I've ever had.
No, I can't even do that right now. Okay. Geno Smith 2023 MVP. No.
See no evil.
Hey,
hear no evil.
I picked
no evil.
I picked Seattle in that division. So
hear no evil. Good for see me. No evil. Geno evil.
Super Bowl picks.
Like to win or the matchup?
Who's playing? I'm going
Detroit, Jacksonville, baby.
Yeah, Sag Cats. Yes! I'm going Eagles, Bengals.
I was also going to say Eagles, Bengals as well.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it to the Eagles this year. Jalen Hurts' iPhone background is so cold. That man has got to win a Super Bowl.
If the Sad Cats do go to a Super Bowl, Kendra, we're going. We have to.
Yes.
Oh,
if we might not be able to get into the game, but we're going to the
Super Bowl is in Vegas, so we will be there anyway.
I've already come to the conclusion. If I have to sell a kidney or like plasma or something, I don't even give a fuck if the Jags lose. I will go in eternal credit card debt to be in some sort of 6th seat for that game. And then I'm going to fly back to Jacksonville that night and be there for the parade and go fucking crazy. I don't give a shit what I have to do. I don't care if I'm on my deathbed. I will Sister Jean that shit.
Oh, wow. It's not the Sister Jean reference.
It was just her birthday, her 104th birthday, like yesterday, I think.
All right, couple more questions. What are your Uber ratings? I actually looked at mine yesterday, and it is a 4.94.
Great question.
Mine's a 5 flat.
It's a 5. Yeah. You know, I want to see that, Tyler. I don't believe you. Send us a picture.
Where's Uber?
Yeah, 4.94. That's my Uber score.
Damn, that's good.
Almost. Yeah, I've had
I'm
like hundreds of rides
4.92.
Ooh.
4.92.
Haley is wow.
5.
I did not believe
Wow.
you. I did not believe you, Tyler.
I'm a great passenger. I don't really say anything. I just kind of sit there in silence and say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And then
That's good.
Someone asked something I don't want to say out loud. What would be the funniest football lawsuit in light of the recent NBA one with the Knicks suing the Raps?
what?
I don't know. I'm not
Is that
doing
a
that
thing?
one.
Knicks are suing
Who is the most
Raptors?
bussin' NFL player? Anthony asks.
Anthony.
Um,
Jamal
I feel like
Agnew.
this is subjective.
Jamal Agnew is such a good answer.
It's Jamal Agnew.
Yeah, it's Jamal Agnew for sure. He's pretty bussin'.
Jared Goff's my guy.
Anthony also
Jared
asks what our
Goff is-
favorite zoo
Jared
animal
Goff is
is.
bussin' and amazing, Haley.
Jared Goff
Anthony,
is
great
bussin'.
question. I'm gonna go panda bear. You can only see them at 2 zoos
What was the
in
question?
the United States. Okay,
What's
nope,
your-
you can just interrupt me.
What's your favorite zoo animal, Tyler?
I feel like I should say some sort of cat, but I'm going Fritz the hippo.
I was gonna say Fritz the hippo.
Oh, good
Specifically,
answer. I was
Fritz
gonna
the
go
hippo.
panda.
He
I
just
went
weighed in
panda.
today at 754 pounds, I think it was.
Happy weigh-in, Fritz.
Yep, he had his
Happy
weigh-in
weigh-in,
today.
Fritz. Cheyenne has 2 questions for us. Shout out Cheyenne, love her on Twitter. Is Trey Lance done in San Francisco? I think that it was made very, very clear today that that is the case.
He's
And the fact
washed.
that nobody would trade for him, it's over for Trey Lance. And
All right,
she
future.
also wants to know, I need to know y'all's Super Bowl matchup prediction, but we already said that. And we got 2 more questions. One more from Anthony. Favorite baseball player?
Fernando
Logan Webb.
Of all
Venezuela.
time? Of
No,
all
just
time?
right
now.
Oh, I don't have
Oh,
one right
well,
now.
Of
Mine
all
is
time,
Fernando
Wade
Valenzuela.
Boggs.
Wade Boggs.
Of all time, Wade Boggs.
good name.
And of do you not know who that? We'll talk about that off
No,
air.
I don't know Wade Boggs.
In current era, I don't know. Tyler and I are kind of Shohei boys. We're kind of living for the
I am
Shohei.
also a Shohei stan.
I don't really
Shohei
care.
Ohtani.
I'm only saying Logan Webb over Shohei because he contributes to mental health care programs in San Francisco, and I think that that is bussin'. As
Oh no,
Anthony
I
would
have an
say.
answer. Mine is Nick Castellanos, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. Good one.
All right. Last question. Most important question. Love life updates. Are we going to die alone? Question mark.
Hopefully not.
If
That's
you
the goal.
are Tyler's parents and you are listening to this show, I'm just gonna say it. And if you're a fan of this show and you didn't know, Tyler and Haley have been dating for like 5 months now, and Tyler's parents don't know. So this is our announcement. We have a fucking showmance. We've had a showmance for a long time. Thoughts?
Yep. No.
Ta-da!
This is a big moment for us. I feel like we need
I
like
know,
fucking
this is
something
very
going on right
exciting.
now.
I'll add some
I know.
fireworks in post.
Yeah, like
so
firework
if
hearts
you-
or something.
If
That
you
might
know
be asking a
anyone
little
in
much of me.
Tyler's family, send this clip to them, his sisters, literally
Wow.
anyone, because they don't know.
This is their coming out party.
Yep.
This is it.
Very exciting.
Thumbs up.
All good stuff.
Yeah, if you don't
He
like
hates
this video
it,
for
it's
Young
fine.
Love, fuck you.
Yes.
Great. Loads of fun.
My social awkwardness is doing great right now.
You're doing so good. I know that was so hard for you.
I said all of 4 words.
I'm going to talk
Great
about this
work.
at your wedding.
That's fine. I
Yeah,
don't
this
care.
it went exactly how I wanted it to go. So that or
Perfect.
how I expected it to go for sure.
Yep. Shout out.
But
Megan.
Okay.
Kendra approves and is our third for sure. So in case anyone
Yeah,
was
I'm
wondering.
part of this throuple, so I guess this is my coming out party as well. Happy 5 months to us, bitches.
Yes, T. Happy 5 months, everyone.
Okay. Closing segments, tweets of the week. I gotta shout out my girl Liv Moods for making fun of Colorado's uniforms. Instead of having names on the back of their jerseys, they have their Instagram handles.
They're just
And I think
practice
that
unis. They're not the
I don't give
actual
a
game
shit.
units.
I don't give
Just
a
for the
fuck.
record. Just for the record.
It's stupid.
They're not the actual game units.
It
It's
doesn't
very
make any
stupid.
sense because the whole thing is like Dion is coming in and he's like, no playing music in the meetings. You know, gotta be serious. And then they debut those, and I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous, dude.
I don't know.
I don't get
Insane.
it. What do you guys think Colorado's record is gonna be?
I think
This
they win
season.
I think-
3 games.
What?
They win?
Yeah. That's the over under 3.5. What do you want from me? That's the under. And
I'm taking the over on that.
That's a 300% increase on their win total from last year. It is.
Haley, what's your tweet?
My tweet of the week is not a tweet, but it was a post on Instagram. When this comes out, it will no longer be on my story. If you have figured out time travel by Saturday, go back to Wednesday and watch my Instagram story. But it is this video from the 2004 season of Hard Knocks, following the Jacksonville Jags. And I had never seen this video before of Warped Tour taking place.
My brother was at that concert.
So
little
Haley DeMello lore.
What is it?
So little Haley DeMello lore. I used to work at Journeys when I was in high school. I sold Vans and Converse. And Warped Tour is like this music festival thing.
Tyler, you don't know what Warped Tour is?
I'm not a music guy. I don't.
It's all these like emo rock bands, and they go around the country, and it's a huge concert with like
basically it's like emo stages. Music. If like
it's emo Coachella.
Coachella was emo.
Coachella.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's emo Coachella on the road.
And
so
what,
it goes
the Jags
to a bunch
doing
of
there?
different
The Jags
cities.
were there?
You could just hear it from the practice field.
Oh,
it goes around to different stadiums and concert venues, and it's an all-day thing.
No, I'm not happy with music festivals. They closed my park the other day for some EDM festival in Nashville.
Tyler, you've never been to a concert. You've never been to a concert.
No.
So how can you say that?
No, I live in the music city, the music capital of the world.
Tyler, you've never been to a concert and you live in fucking Nashville?
Yeah.
Never.
Exactly.
So you have no authority in the music festival space. I don't want to hear any more comments from you.
I'm the living embodiment of irony.
That is, anyways, that's disgusting. My tea party of the week is just that every NFL stadium is on watch because the Falcons have figured out concessions. And
oh my god, the concessions are so good. Have you been to that stadium?
Yeah,
no, I would love to
They
go.
even have vegan options. Like, hello.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
My only complaint.
I need to go to a good stadium experience because I feel like we went on a tour of bad stadiums.
My only complaint
we
with
did.
Mercedes.
We went to some shitty stadiums last year.
They're this big Chick-fil-A place. Is Chick-fil-A open on Sunday, on game day Sunday in the stadium?
That's a great question. I
Because
don't think
what's
so.
the point of having all this Chick-fil-A money put into the stadium
Well,
if
it's because
they're not open on Sunday?
They do all the college football stuff. They do a lot of concerts and stuff like that. It makes sense.
Yeah,
to
it would
me.
be for the sponsorship perspective.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
necessarily the sales.
Yeah, but if I'm going to a Falcons game, I'm going to be so disappointed when I see the gate shut on the Chick-fil-A, knowing that if I'm a season ticket holder, I will
fucking
never
anywhere.
be able to. But
It's
I want to enjoy
Atlanta,
it while
isn't
I'm
it,
watching
everywhere?
my Atlanta Falcons struggle.
Okay, well, go to a Monday Night Football game.
Fair.
Okay.
Haley.
All right. So real quick, we found out this week that the new man from the Minnesota Vikings that Lizzo was referencing was Dalvin Cook. So
Allegedly.
do with that information what you will, allegedly.
Do we think this is not an elaborate way to get back in the spotlight for Lizzo?
No, I think
Maybe
that
Dalvin Cook just likes thick girls. We don't
He
know.
might, and no disrespect to him, but Lizzo's been
I
in
think
some
it's
hot
a
water.
reasonable
This might be a way to
theory.
come back.
I think it's a reasonable theory. If it was something like she's dating Tom Brady or like some ridiculous
Tom
out
Brady
there,
was not on the
or it
Minnesota
was
Vikings. Kirk Cousins.
well, okay, all
Imagine.
right, Kurt Warner. If it was Kurt Warner, so
No, imagine if it was
I-
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. What did I say? Kurt Warner. When was the
Yeah, you
last
did
time
say
Kurt
Kurt
Warner
Warner.
played in the NFL? When was the last time Kurt Warner played in the NFL?
ago.
Yeah, literally. I can tell you when it was. It was when he played the Saints, when the Saints defense had hits out on people, allegedly.
Allegedly.
was-
What's his name? Not Greg Norman. Greg.
I watched a
Greg
documentary
something.
about that the other day on YouTube. Go check it out. Really good. My
Alright.
other tea party is Firefest 2.0. I
Mm-mm.
don't know if you guys have not heard of this. This is an official report from today. The lineup, we have no idea. The date, we have no idea. The location, somewhere in the Caribbean.
Hell yeah.
It's $500 to $8,000 for a ticket. And they just did their first round of pre-sale tickets and sold out within a day. So
That's insane.
Firefest, back at it again. Please don't give your money to this.
Yeah, please
Or
don't.
I
do.
would go.
And
I'll
let me know
just
how
put
it
out
goes.
there. If I had
Tyler, you've
money, I
never
would
been
go.
to a concert. That's
Imagine
your
if
first
Tyler-
concert, Firefest.
My first
Imagine
concert's
if Tyler's
Firefest.
first concert is fucking Firefest
Baptism
too.
by
I
fire.
would go. If you're listening, Firefest, what's the guy's name that puts it together?
Billy McFarland.
Billy, if
Mhm.
you're listening to this, my first concert
Or
could be
Ja
Firefest
Rule.
too.
Ja
And or
Rule,
Ja
baby.
Rule. Just hear me out. You could make a boy's dream come true.
Okay,
You can make a
anything
documentary
else
called Baptism by Fire.
before I read Tyler his horoscope and we get out of here?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Let's do it.
Tyler, your horoscope today says that you are double texting and that you have the right to feel powerful. It says Tyler needs to practice their intensity today, and I can compromise for you, but you aren't required to compromise who you are. And I should ask you to describe your day in great detail.
I feel like I've described my day. It's been a day,
have.
guys. It's very busy. It's in a lot of meetings. The social battery is drained. But here we are.
We made you announce our
And
relationship
it's
on the
Wednesday.
show.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
It is Wednesday.
All right. Any closing thoughts, party peeps?
Nope.
I hope everyone has a great week. I'm gonna echo Kendra's point. I'm really sorry that we made Tyler announce that we're dating.
I'm not
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I'm not
No,
sorry at
I'm
all.
not.
This is
I'm
justice for
odds
Haley
that
and
anybody I
Mel.
know listens to this are quite low. But
Okay, great.
Other than your parents.
no, my parents, almost guarantee. they
So
will
if
not
you're
listen to this.
following, Tyler is so psyched that people will continue to not know that we're dating.
No, it ruins my plan of gaslighting them. This will ruin my plan of just gaslighting my parents.
Oh my
Which
god.
I wanted
Tyler
to do.
deadass was gonna like propose to Haley, and his parents were gonna have no fucking idea they were
No,
dating.
they'd get a wedding invite in the mail.
Literally, they'd get
randomly.
to save the date.
This is me right now. I am Gunther right now.
You see, I think that would be
You're
fine,
fake
though.
Gunther right now.
Yeah, I'm this guy.
Well, I'm
That's
sorry.
me.
I am socially anxious.
With
All
your
right.
both parents.
Yep.
All right, love you guys.
Have a great weekend.